Fear has a way of arriving before you are ready for it. Sometimes it comes loudly, in a phone call, in a diagnosis, in a conversation that splinters something you had counted on. But more often, in the quiet rhythms of ordinary life, it arrives without fanfare. It settles somewhere around your chest or your stomach before you have even fully woken up. It hums in the background of everything you are trying to do. It holds a weight against your ribs that makes breathing feel just slightly more effortful than it should. And you may have been carrying it for longer than you realize. Perhaps since yesterday. Perhaps since a season ago. Perhaps so long that the weight has begun to feel like just the way things are. But today, we are not going to manage the fear. We are not going to suppress it or argue it away, or try to replace it with a forced confidence that doesn't match what is actually happening inside you. Today, we are going to do something more honest and more freeing than that. We are going to release it. We are going to open our hands around what we have been gripping so tightly and let it go into the presence and the power of the one who is more than capable of holding what we are not. This is a space that belongs to you this morning, not to the version of you that has already mastered the fear, not to the version of you that woke up feeling peaceful and prepared. To you, exactly as you arrived, with whatever is pressing against your chest, with whatever word or image or situation the fear has attached itself to today, with the honest weight of what you are carrying into this morning. You are welcome here. All of it is welcome here. The anchor passage we are spending time with today comes from a letter Paul wrote to Timothy, a young man who was himself navigating something that required courage he wasn't entirely sure he had. Timothy was leading a community through uncertainty and opposition, and Paul was writing from prison. Not from comfort, not from a place where everything had resolved neatly, but from chains. And yet the word Paul sends to Timothy is not, try harder. It is not, get your faith stronger before the fear comes. It is a reminder of something Timothy already possessed, but had perhaps forgotten in the press of difficulty. Paul writes in his second letter to Timothy, chapter 1, verse 7. For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. Let that land where it needs to land. The Spirit God gave us, not the spirit of the circumstances, not the spirit of the news, the spirit of the crisis, the spirit of the thing you are afraid of. The Spirit that God Himself gave to you at the moment of your turning toward Him. The Spirit that has been dwelling in you since before this morning's fear arrived. That Spirit does not make you timid. The word in the original Greek is deilia, a cowering, a shrinking, a giving way before something that feels too large. Paul says plainly and directly, that is not from God. That particular spirit, the one that causes you to feel small and overwhelmed and unable to move, that did not come from Him. What came from Him is power, love, and self-discipline. 3 words placed in deliberate contrast to the timidity that fear produces, and each one worth sitting with carefully, because each one speaks to something specific that fear takes from us. Fear takes away our sense of power. It convinces us that we are unable to face what is coming, unable to respond to what is already here, unable to move through the situation without being crushed by it. It renders us passive in the worst possible moment. And the Spirit restores power. Not the kind that comes from confidence in our own abilities, not the kind that depends on the circumstances being manageable, but the kind that comes from being indwelled by the one who brought the universe into existence and raised the dead. That power is not exhausted by your situation. It is not intimidated by what you are afraid of. It is not diminished by the size of what you are facing. Fear takes away love. This is subtler, but just as real. When we are afraid, we contract. We turn inward. We become protective, guarded, closed to the people around us in ways that prevent us from being fully present to them and fully open to God. Fear is fundamentally self-narrowing, and the Spirit restores love, the outward movement, the capacity to be present to others even when things are hard for us, the deep security that makes it possible to love without the constant armor that fear demands. Fear guards the self, love extends it, and the Spirit gives us the capacity to extend even when fear is saying contract. Fear takes away self-discipline, what the King James renders as a sound mind. Fear floods the mental system with noise. It generates an endless cascade of worst-case scenarios, makes it nearly impossible to think clearly, and turns every decision into a crisis. And the Spirit restores self-discipline, the ability to think from a place of clarity rather than chaos, to respond from wisdom rather than panic, to hear the still small voice beneath the noise, because the noise is no longer the only thing you can hear. Now here is the thing Paul is not saying. He is not saying the Spirit makes you feel unafraid. He is not saying, receive the Spirit and the fear will disappear. He is saying something that requires a little more courage to sit with, and that is ultimately more useful. Remember what you were given. The Spirit was given to you, is in you, right now, in this moment, in this morning, with this particular weight. The fear arrived, yes, but so did the Spirit. And the question Paul is posing to Timothy and through this letter to us is, which one will you live from today? Not which one is present, because both are. But which one will you allow to set the agenda, to shape the posture, to govern the way you read what is happening around you? This is not a matter of willpower. It is a matter of attention, of returning again and again to the truth of who is inside you and whose you are, rather than letting the loudness of fear be the default setting of your whole interior life. Let me offer you a second word now. From Psalm 56, verse 3, where David, himself no stranger to genuine danger and genuine fear, writes, "When I am afraid, I put my trust in you." Notice the honesty of that verse. Not if I am afraid. Not in the event that fear someday visits me. When? The psalmist presupposes that fear is a reality, that it actually shows up in real life, that this is not a hypothetical. And in the actual presence of the actual fear, the response is, I put my trust in you. Not I manufacture a confidence I do not feel. Not I pretend the hard thing isn't hard. I bring the fear, as real as it is, into the presence of the one I trust, and I put my weight on him rather than on the fear. There is tremendous permission in that psalm. Permission to be afraid. Permission to say, yes, this morning I woke up with fear, and it is real, and I am not going to spiritually bypass it and pretend it is not there. And also, simultaneously, in the same breath, to say, and I am putting my trust in you. Both true at the same time. Faith is not the absence of fear. Faith is what happens in the presence of fear, when you choose to place your weight on something more solid than your anxiety. And the beautiful thing is this: God is not surprised by your fear this morning. He is not disappointed in you for having it. He did not promise a life in which fear never visited. He promised something far more useful, which is that He would be with you when it did. That the Spirit He gave you would not leave you timid and alone and overwhelmed, but would bring power and love and clarity into exactly the moment the fear is making feel impossible. The fear you woke up with today is not too large for the spirit you carry. The thing you are afraid of, whether it is named or unnamed, whether it is attached to a specific circumstance or just a general dread that hangs over the morning, it is not beyond the reach of the one who gave you His Spirit and promised never to leave you in it alone. You are not in this unequipped. You are not in this without resource. You have been given something, someone, that no circumstance can take away. Your invitation this morning is to release what you have been holding, to take the fear, all of it, in whatever form it has arrived, and to hand it over to the hands that are strong enough to hold it. Not to perform confidence you don't feel, not to argue yourself out of the fear by sheer force of logic, but to be honest about both things at once. The fear is real, and the God who is greater than the fear is right here, and the Spirit He gave you does not produce timidity. Fear released into God's hands does not immediately cease to exist as an emotion. You may feel it still, even after you have released it, and that is not a failure of your faith. But what changes is not always the feeling itself, at least not immediately. What changes is its authority. Fear released into God's hands ceases to be the voice setting the agenda. It ceases to be the framework through which you interpret everything that happens. It moves from the center to the edge, and in the space it vacates, something else begins to breathe. The power the Spirit brings, the love that casts out fear, the sound mind that can hear more clearly when panic is no longer drowning everything out. You were not given a spirit of timidity. That is not where you came from, and it is not what you were made for. You were given something far better and far more suited to this moment than fear has ever been. And that gift, the Spirit of God dwelling in you, not waiting for your circumstances to improve before showing up fully, is here. It has always been here, and it is more than enough for whatever this morning brought. Let us pray together now. Father, I come to you this morning with fear in my hands. I am not hiding it from you. You already know. You know the specific contours of what I am afraid of, the exact shape of the worry that has settled into this morning and made it heavier than it needs to be. You know what I have been carrying in the background for days, and you know the fears that are too formless to even name. You know all of it, and you have not turned away from any of it. And so I come to you with the fear, and I release it into your hands. I open my grip around it, the grip I have been keeping because letting go felt like losing control, felt like admitting defeat, felt like something might slip through if I stopped watching it so closely. I open my hands now. I give you the specific fear, the one attached to the situation I have been turning over and over. I give you the unnamed dread, the one that just sits in my body without a clear address. I give you the fears I carry not just for myself, but for the people I love, who I cannot protect simply by the force of my worry over them. Take all of it. Hold it in your hands that are stronger than anything I have been afraid of. And remind me, not just now, but throughout this whole day, every time the fear tries to climb back into my chest. Remind me whose spirit I carry. Remind me that power is available to me, not because my circumstances are easy, but because your Spirit is present. Remind me that love is available to me, that I can move outward again, that I can be present to the people and moments of this day without the armor that fear demanded. Remind me that self-discipline, clarity, a sound mind, these are mine, given by you, not contingent on the situation being resolved first. Forgive me for the times I have forgotten what I was given, for the hours I have spent living as though the fear were more real than your spirit, for the mornings I have let the anxiety set the tone before I even turned toward you. Forgive me and reset me now. Let this be the turning, this quiet moment, this honest prayer, this decision to live from what you gave me rather than from what the fear is telling me. Give me courage for this day. Not the kind that pretends nothing is hard, not the artificial confidence that collapses the moment it is tested. The real kind, the kind that takes the next step anyway, not because the fear is gone, but because the God who calls me forward is already there. The courage that comes not from the size of my faith, but from the size of the one my faith is placed in. Give me the love that loosens fear's grip. Let me look outward today. Let me be genuinely present to the people around me, not half absent because I am always managing something internally. Let the security of being held by you make it possible for me to extend toward others without the constant self-protection that fear demands. Give me the sound mind. When the spiral begins, when the worst-case scenarios start presenting themselves and my imagination starts running ahead of reality into disaster, interrupt it. Bring me back to what is true. That you are here, that you are good, that your spirit is not a spirit of timidity, that I am not alone in this, that you have not abandoned me to face it without resource. And when the fear returns, because it will return, not as evidence that this prayer didn't work, but simply because I am human, and fear is part of what humans feel. Meet me there too. Every time, without impatience, without disappointment. Just, I am here, and you do not have to face this in the spirit of fear, because that spirit did not come from me. I trust you with what I am afraid of, not because I understand how you are going to handle it, but because your faithfulness is not theoretical. Because the same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead is the Spirit you gave me. Because you are the God who stays, not just in the easy moments, but in the afraid ones. Not just when I have the faith to trust you perfectly, but in the imperfect faith of a morning that is hard. You stay, and that is enough. Let today be different. Not because the circumstances have changed, but because I have. Because I released the fear into your hands and chose to live from the Spirit instead. Let that choice hold throughout the day, and when it needs to be remade, give me the grace to remake it. And so we come to the close of this time together, not with a demand that you feel fearless, but with a reminder of what you were given. The Spirit God gave you does not produce timidity. It does not shrink before what you are facing. It does not abandon you to the fear and leave you there. It brings power. The real kind, the kind that moves through hard things rather than around them. It brings love, the kind that opens what fear closes. It brings self-discipline, the sound mind that can hear God's voice beneath the noise. You are not walking into this day alone. You are not walking in unequipped. The Spirit of the living God is dwelling in you, not at partial capacity, not waiting for you to get the fear down to a manageable level before showing up fully, but present now, complete now, available now, in this moment, for this morning, for whatever the day holds. Release the fear into those hands, and not just once, but as many times today as it tries to return to yours. Each release is a choice. Each choice is an act of trust. And each act of trust is one more step away from timidity and toward the life you were given the Spirit to live. You are not your fear. You are a person indwelled by the Spirit of God, which is power, love, and a sound mind. That is who is walking into this day. That is who you are this morning, in the middle of what you are afraid of, on the other side of this prayer. May the God who gave you that Spirit fill you freshly with it today. May the fear release its hold, one breath at a time. May the power rise in the places where fear made you feel small. May the love move you outward. May your mind be clear and settled and anchored in what is true. And may you know, all through the ordinary moments of this ordinary day, the extraordinary presence of the one who said, "That spirit of timidity is not from me. I gave you something better." Go in that. Go in His strength. Go in His love. Go in peace. Amen.